In this brave new world of AI, where the robots might be taking over the world, I'd encourage you to tune in and learn more about data intelligence. I'm Satyen Sangani. I'm one of the founders and the CEO here at Alation, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about data culture, data intelligence, AI, and how all those crazy complicated topics relate to each other. Data is the lens by which all of us see the world, and if we're not able to see the world in complete light, we're not going to be able to make the best decisions. Data requires people to potentially listen to information as if their currently held views might be wrong. And so if you're trying to build a data-driven culture, then the first thing that you have to do is enable and allow your people to have access to the data, but also empower them to be able to respond to that data. And so what the data intelligence category is ultimately all about is empowering people to understand their organization's data better. They need to understand the who's and the what's and the where's and the why's and the how's of the data. Those fundamental questions are useful in order to be able to help people get more context about the information. And that context is what people need in order to be able to figure out, am I making the right decision? Is this information that I can trust? And so the category of data intelligence is really about helping people understand their data so that people can put it to good use. Organizations should adopt a data-driven approach mostly because there is consistent change around the competitive environment that people are operating in. And without that, and particularly in a world of artificial intelligence, you have no chance of competing over certainly the next decade, if not beyond. AI has the opportunity to be transformational to how people govern and manage their data. AI will affect both the actual tooling because it'll automate a lot of the work that used to previously be so manual and so tedious for people to be able to accomplish. What you need in order to drive a data culture is a much more fundamental level of behavioral change. Are people starting their presentations with data? Do people measure their goals consistently and actively? You need to be able to have a priority set from the executive leadership that data matters, that we're going to make decisions differently, that we're going to change how we work. And the executive can't just say those words. They actually have to behave in accordance of those words with their actions and their behaviors and how they lead meetings and presentations. On the flip side, from the bottom, you need to be able to enable people and train them to do their jobs differently, to give them an ability to know where they can get data from, and also to train them to use the data, because in many cases, people don't know how to use it. As one evolves in the discipline of data management, one has to recognize where they're starting from and what good looks like depending on what their start point happens to be. There's this interesting phenomena that we've observed as we talk to customers and clients who are early in their data management journey, and it's similar to the thing that's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And the premise is the less you know about something, the more you think that you are expert in it. And that is true of data management. People that are in companies that have low capability in data management actually think that they have the highest levels of data culture and data capability. What that means, I think, to the market is that we have to teach people what good looks like and how to assess where they are within the journey. And so one of the things that Alation has developed is a data culture maturity model that allows organizations to assess where they are within the various vectors of data culture maturity. And so I think what Alation has the opportunity to do is not only give people usable software to be able to leverage data and find and understand and trust data, but much more fundamentally to give organizations a data platform off of which they can understand all of that usage and all of those priorities to better manage their data in a more scalable, efficient, and economical way, because people don't have billions of dollars to go through these programs. They need to be able to make them efficient, and they need to show success quickly. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about data intelligence, data culture, and Alation's data culture maturity model. This is Satyen Sangani, CEO of Alation, signing off.